Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. You ready for another edition of the Rob Carson Show podcast? I think you are.
It's the Rob Carson Show. Are you ready to be podsmacked? Now, here's Rob Carson.
Hey guys, welcome. Glad to have you here. This is the week of the, 28th of May. Yeah, I know June's coming up. My daughter's 13th birthday's coming up. She's born on Flag Day, oddly enough. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you joining me tonight, guys. Just been very busy learning how to sell cars, right here. Hendrick Toyota in Merriam, Kansas, in Kansas City area. I've been doing that and staying quite busy. But this is where my heart is. This is where my heart is. It's here with you. It's political commentary and comedy, and I'm glad to do it here. And hopefully someday this will be a full-time thing. Anyway, welcome to the show. Much to get to on the show. Roseanne Barr. Oh, my Lord in heaven. Starbucks closed down 8,000 stores today for racial bias training. Missouri Governor Eric Greitens resigns. A little bit on the the new NFL policy where you got to stand for the anthem. NPR says it's weaponizing patriotism. We got that to get to. Okay. We've got something very funny. An NBC News person calling Spanish the most all-American language. That's pretty funny. Mitch McConnell says there's no blue wave coming in November, and I agree. I couldn't agree more, actually. Oh, a bar in Portland held a reparations happy hour where white people weren't allowed. Wow. Racism is alive in America, isn't it? School shooter video game is being called, just awful. So much to get. Oh, and I've got a UFO video coming up. Chelsea Manning tweeted a suicide note. I think it's going to end her senatorial run. So all of that is coming up. Oh, I've got so much stuff to get to. Dear Lord in heaven. So much stuff to get to. Anyway, welcome to the show. Okay. Start with Roseanne Barr today. What she said today was really racist and stupid, okay? I mean, just racist and effing stupid. The thing that I have a problem with is that there are people who are willing to pin it on the Trump administration, okay? Trickle-down racism is what many people are saying, right? That's what they are essentially calling it, trickle-down racism. It's not trickle-down racism. That's bullcrap. ABC canceled the show, the Roseanne Revival. Roseanne's Twitter statement is abhorrent, repugnant, and inconsistent with our values. Here's what she wrote, and if you hadn't seen it yet, I mean, it's pretty bad. It's really bad, actually. She said that head writer and executive producer Barr attacked Valerie Jarrett. I mean, she used to be a senior advisor to Barack Obama. She's corrupt as hell. She deleted the tweet, but she said Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby. I mean, you idiot. What the hell are you thinking? What the hell are you thinking? Unbelievable. She subsequently apologized to Valerie Jarrett and to all Americans. I'm truly sorry for making a bad joke about her politics and looks. I should have known better. Forgive me. My joke was in bad taste. Well, it ain't going to work. Ain't going to work this time, Roseanne. Ain't going to work this time. Walt Disney CEO Bob Iger also weighed in on the decision to cancel Roseanne. There was only one thing to do here, and it was the right thing. Showrunner Bruce Helford added in a statement of his own on behalf of all the writers and producers, we worked incredibly hard to create an amazing show. I was personally horrified and saddened by the comments, and in no way do they reflect the values of the people who worked so hard to make this the iconic show that it was, and it was a great show. He was doing real well. I just saw a little bit of it, guys. Honestly, I don't have time in my life. I don't have time for sitcoms. I just don't have time for it. I mean, I like Big Bang Theory, and I watch with my daughter. We watch Parks and Recreation, and we watch Friends, and we watch, what else do we watch? The Office. So, to me, this is just, I just don't have time to watch this stuff. I heard the show was very good. And, she blew it. Barr's tweet prompted a massive outcry across social media. Thousands condemning the actress-comedian's comments, calling on ABC to cancel the series. No small decision for ABC because it's a moneymaker. The comedy debuted its 9-episode run mid-season, finished as the TV's #1 scripted series on all of broadcast. Roseanne had been averaging a 5.5 rating, blah, 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 blah. A lot of people were watching the damn thing. 22 million people a week. That's pretty big. Sarah Gelbart, who worked with Donald Trump, who worked with Roseanne, was very upset about it. She said Roseanne's recent comments about Valerie Jarrett and so much more are abhorrent and do not reflect the values and beliefs of our cast and crew or anyone associated with the show. I do not reflect the values of, or I should say, I am disappointed in their actions, to say the least. This is incredibly sad and difficult for us, as we have created a show that we believe in, are proud of, and that the audience loves. One that is a separate and apart from the opinions and words of one cast member. Okay. Wanda Sykes was a consultant on the season. Tweeted that she would not be returning to the series following Barr's racist tweet. Well, there's nothing to return to there, sunshine. There's nothing to return to. There's just nothing to return to. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's over. Just dumb. And I don't know. A lot of times you blame, racist things on the aged because they were raised at a different time. And Roseanne's probably about 15 years my senior. That's just no excuse for it. There's just really no excuse for it. Unbelievable. Here is Valerie Jarrett blaming it on the president, of course. It has to be something political for her. Valerie Jarrett blaming this all on the president.
Tone does start at the top, and we like to look up to our president and feel as though he reflects the values of our country. But I also think every individual citizen has a responsibility too, and it's up to all of us to push back. Our government is only going to be as good as we make it be. And as Reverend always taught me, people on the inside have to push hard, and people on the outside have to listen.
Okay, Roseanne Barr had nothing to do with Donald Trump. Roseanne Barr, and I mentioned this earlier on Facebook. She's an island. Okay, she's an island. Don't try to blame this on Donald Trump. But what the hell has Donald Trump done that is so racist? What the hell has Donald Trump done that is so bloody racist? Come on. If Donald Trump is a racist, he's the worst racist in the history of mankind. I mean, he really is. You'd think that racists, you look at Hitler, racist. He was a anti-Semite. He was very clear through his actions how he felt. Donald Trump is the worst racist ever, because under his administration, the African-American unemployment rate's the lowest it's been in 50 years. He's really bad at racism. He is really, really bad at racism. Just awful. Oh, somebody just texted me. Let me just silence my phone. Glad to have you guys here. It's starting to raining. Bring in the cushions. Okay, I will do that. All right. Starbucks today. There has never been a greater incidence of self-flagellation than Starbucks, because a worker at a Starbucks in Philadelphia told two men who'd been sitting there not buying any coffee, didn't just tell them, she called the police on them. Two guys sitting in the Starbucks, May 29th. No. May 29th is what they did. This was a couple months ago. call the police because two guys are just kind of sitting there doing nothing, not ordering coffee. All right? So Starbucks and all of it's a white guilt. He goes on. Come on, let's look at the demo for Starbucks. Yeah, come on. But in all of their white guilt and all of their liberal bullcrap, they decided to self-flagellate because of this employee, that, I just called the police, didn't know any better. I don't think she was really racist. I have no idea. But two black men were arrested for hanging out at Starbucks and not buying any coffee. Okay, a little overreaction, I get it. Do I think it was racism? I don't know. Here's a little bit of the Starbucks racial bias video that they made employees today watch for 3 hours, by the way.
What did they do? Someone tell me what they did.
Without a doubt, the events in Philadelphia prompted us to bring 8,000 stores and 175,000 partners together on 529, because that is not who we aspire to be. 529 is an opportunity to renew our commitment to the third place, because we understand that racial and systemic bias have many causes, sources, and ways of showing up within each of us.
Okay. This is Starbucks doing an overreactive CYA. An overreactive CYA. Just, out of control, cover your ass. Did Starbucks as a company have a systemic problem with racism? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I don't know what this is. I don't know why that liberal organizations and individuals need to overpunish themselves. There's a liberal guilt and hatred. I don't understand it. I don't understand why Jewish Americans can support Hamas. I don't understand why Jewish Americans vote Democrat, to be quite honest. I don't understand this whole thing. I don't understand it. It is sadomasochistic to some degree. I have been bad, punish me. It is. It's kind of sadomasochistic. A little bit more from this stupid video.
And in our communities. So to get things going, Kevin will welcome teams.
Kevin.
We are here to make Starbucks a place where everyone feels welcome.
And Common, one of our guides, will help folks start exploring their own identities.
Helping people see each other fully, completely.
God, this is just effing gobbledygook.
Respectfully.
Once partners have gotten
it means nothing.
Warmed up, they will start to explore the third place and its relation to our mission. Howard will join the conversation and explain why the third place even matters.
Can you imagine watching this crap as an employee? You're making $7.25 an hour. Now, on a good day, you're making $15-20 in tips, and you got to go through this idiotic bull crap. Are you out of your effing mind?
Its origin story. And he'll also share his hopes and dreams for this next era.
And so on a personal level, I want to ask you.
Oh, you, Howard Schultz, the CEO. You are so sensitive. You are so sensitive. And obviously you have so much to be guilty for. Honestly, the reason why you're the CEO is because of white privilege.
That together, we do everything we can.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I've just got the gag reflex going. I apologize. I'm sorry.
And to build that third place in your store.
What the hell is the third place? Is it the men's or the women's room?
And it's from this anchoring point that partners move into a real and honest exploration of bias.
They're trying to brainwash people. They're attempting to brainwash the people who work there. That's what this is. This goes beyond the pale. This goes beyond the pale. If you say something that is racist to a customer, they fire your ass. You don't make it a metaphor for the gosh damn company. You don't make it a metaphor for all of your employees, and they don't have to go through gosh darn brainwashing because some doofus in Philadelphia was tired of two guys just hanging out and just not drinking coffee, waiting to use the bathroom, whatever. There's no evidence this was racist. What if it was two white guys? Would it have been racist then? What about Vietnamese guys? Would it be racist then? Are you out of your effing mind? Changing the corporate culture? Brainwashing people who otherwise have no implicit bias whatsoever? These kids who are working there, these millennials who've never thought about race a second in their lives. It's not like they hire effing KKK members at Starbucks. God dang it. This is so stupid. This is so stupid. It's not 1968 all over again. It hasn't been since 1968. My kid worked at Starbucks, I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed off. Because my kid is not a racist. And to go through this implicit bias training, this sensitivity, racial bias training. This is taking academia, college academia, and bringing it into the workplace by a self-flagellating liberal D-weed who feels like he needs to kiss somebody's ass because of one employee, and he's trying to save his rare. And part of this is because the radical left of this country is so rabid about shutting down anyone for any straying from the ideological plantation. Here's a little bit more for this idiot.
Is welcome.
How do you define bias?
Oh, who is this?
Hobson, and experts from the Perception Institute.
You know, I have a bias. I do. I like bananas more than I like apples. I just like bananas. You know, I don't know what it is. Easier to peel. You can just peel them, throw the thing away. And, you know, the apple, you got to bite, and it's big, and it's round in your mouth, and somebody got to slice it. And I like watermelon. I actually like watermelon more than I like bananas, and I like peaches more than I like bananas. I like them. I guess I have a bias. Yeah, unbelievable.
As well as a Starbucks.
Listen to this music that's supposed to make you, I guess it's supposed to endear you to the movement, because you know what, we're healing now. We are healing.
Store manager, explore what bias means and how it shows up every day.
Yeah, I got another bias. I'm going to have to confess, this is hard for me. In the summer, I like an iced latte. In the winter, I like a hot latte. Both seasons, I like non-fat milk and either one natural sugar packet or Splenda. Yeah. I don't have a bias against Splenda or natural sugar, but honestly, in the summer, I'm biased against hot lattes.
In each and every one of us.
I know. That's terrible.
So today, when we close down our stores to get more training.
How about you just go there and get an effing cup of coffee?
And hopefully come away with more learnings around bias. Can we structurally change the organization?
So I think we would say the structural work is something that has to be done for far longer.
Hold on. We're getting to faculty lounge mental masturbation central.
4-hour day.
And that's policy?
That's the work the company has to do to support the partners in the individual work, because one of the things we don't want to see is for each person to have to bear this burden alone.
After a bit of learning and inspiration, partners will explore bias personally and how it shows up in each of their lives.
I'm better now.
When I first started
I didn't eat a lot today, so there wasn't much in the trash can.
working there, I had to deal with difficult homeless customers all the time.
I found someone in the restroom shooting up. Immediately, I shut down.
You have a homeless person shooting up heroin in the bathroom. I don't think it's bias to want them to leave the frickin' Starbucks.
They'll then explore the realities and impact of racial discrimination in public accommodations, from the civil rights movement all the way to today. So these 18 to 30-year-olds who work at Starbucks.
because somebody in Philadelphia called the cops on a couple guys who were sitting in there loitering, not buying any coffee. You got these 18 to 34-year-olds who probably weren't even taught this in history class. They weren't even taught this, and they're like, what the hell? What did I do? Why am I being taught about this? I'm going to be taught about lynchings. Well, it's enough that I've got to learn what a mocha latte light espresso grande, what the hell? And now I'm being educated about the Klan and segregation.
Partners will be joined by award-winning documentarian Stanley Nelson as he presents his film, You're Welcome.
You're making coffee.
I try to make sure I make eye contact with people who may or may not be security or managerial staff, just to ensure that, I'm not here to hide anything. I watch my tone to make sure that I don't...
You're just selling a $6 cup of coffee.
Come off as threatening, just leaving the house some days, sometimes it just keep you at home.
What?
Honestly, who the F would want to work at Starbucks at this point? It's not worth it. It's just
Watch a bit of Kevin and Roz's reaction to the film.
We all learned something from Stanley.
Oh, there you go. That's cultural appropriation, by the way. Hold on. Let's look at her hair. That is cultural appropriation.
Watch a bit of Kevin and Roz's reaction to the film.
We all...
That is cultural appropriation. There are a lot of bleached blonde people. That is cultural appropriation.
Something from Stanley Nelson's film. What are your personal takeaways?
Oh, boy.
For me, I think it's sobering. I mean, it just highlights this is a long journey and a long struggle.
Oh, God. It's a long journey and a long struggle as we make your caramel macchiato.
When I saw the film and thought about public accommodations,
yes,
I began to think about racial anxiety.
Yeah, racial anxiety. I do believe that at Starbucks they had separate bathrooms for whites and blacks and water fountains.
Being African American myself and how I feel when I walk into some venues, I know what that feels like.
Once the film is over, partners will also hear recommitments.
You ever been into a soul food restaurant in East St. Louis as a white person? You want to talk about everybody in the room going quiet.
Policy, guidelines, and leadership from senior leaders at Starbucks.
This is the first step. And there's
just serve my damn coffee. A little bit more on this and then I'm done.
Work to be done for sure. So we can't wait to get involved in some of the leadership training we've got planned.
We'll bring the two conversations together by exploring how partners can work to create a more welcoming Starbucks.
Get your notebook out and turn to what makes me me. And you.
Together, partners will explore inspiration, partner stories, and problem solve using new tools to reiterate our commitment.
How about you focus on spelling my name right on the cup of coffee? That would be nice.
To the Green Apron. What we look like in action when we are truly at our best.
Now this is the optimistic. We're going to turn things around and everything's going to be peaceful. It was very morose at the very beginning there, and we've made mistakes, and now it's optimistic, and we're all right thinking. We all think exactly the same. Yes, we do. We all think exactly the same, and that's the way we need to have it done. We all need think the same thoughts. We can't have bias in any way, shape, or form. Well, let's eliminate bias from everything and have right thinking on everyone. Everybody agrees with the same political ideology. Everybody agrees with that mashed potatoes are better than baked potatoes. Everybody, I mean, come on, let's do this. Let's take this to its ultimate end. Let's end bias altogether because there is bias in everything we do every single day, and it's not always malicious.
Ultimately, 529 will focus on creating belonging in our stores and learning about what gets in the way.
Optimistic music.
But remember,
yes,
529 will just be a start.
It's 529.
In the coming weeks, months, and years, we will address many other facets.
Look at all the diversity. Oh, there's a white guy. There's a white guy there.
Of what makes us truly human. The work will grow to reflect the realities of our abilities,
diversity,
ethnicities.
The white guy. Oh, wait. That looked like almost two white guys in a row.
Gender identities and expression.
Gender identities. Of course, you can't. You know what you're going to have to do? What are you going to do about a gender identity? Would you like a frappe grande frappuccino with your penis?
Sexual identities.
Sexual identities, that's great. I mean, I can tell it from an order. Hello, yes, I'm Starbucks customer. I would like a frappe, cappuccino, latte, extra foam, and I'm gay. Really?
Language, citizenship.
Oh, yeah, language and citizenship. You got to ask that. You're going to figure out what citizenship when you order your damn latte.
Political views.
Political views. Okay. All right. Walk into Starbucks and say I'm a conservative. See how that does for you. You get somebody go, there's your foam.
Religious affiliations.
Religious affiliation. That's important when you buy effing coffee. Jesus, God in heaven. Just get your ass in there and make me a latte. This is the dumbest video I've ever seen in my life. Hold on. I should watch the rap because this is going to be stupid. This is going to be really stupid. Hold on.
Won't be perfect, but we are all in this together.
We're all in this together. No, not really. I'm not in this. I'm not in this. I don't even know what to say. We're so twisted up and messed up. And Starbucks, you're doomed. Starbucks, you're doomed. It's over for you, man. Because you're willing to capitulate and self-flagellate with all of this stuff and this internal guilt and this awfulness and all this. And I mean, you're done. You guys are done. You are on the downhill slide to oblivion. You could have just let this go. So stupid. 529. Gosh, damn. And I've never had a problem with Starbucks. I always like Starbucks. You go to Starbucks, get a coffee for my wife or whatever. Honestly, just stupid. Missouri Governor Eric Greitens resigned, ending his political career. He's going to be resigning effectively 5 o'clock on Friday. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because Eric Greitens, I had on my radio show while he was a candidate, and I just thought he was an impressive person. I really did. Navy SEAL, did the ads where he was shooting assault weapons or, he had a 50 cal he was shooting it, and it was sexy, it was exciting. And it just seems like he's an incredible scumbag. It's sad. It seems like he's an incredible scumbag. Here he is announcing his resignation today.
Today, I am announcing that I will resign as governor of Missouri, effective Friday, June 1st at 5 p.m. I came to office to fight for the people of Missouri.
Yeah.
To fight for the forgotten. I love Missouri, and I love our people. That love remains. I am thankful to all those who have worked beside me, sweated beside me, those who gave their time, their energy, and their precious resources so that we could pursue our mission.
I don't even know what to say. Like I said, I was an original supporter of him. I liked him. I liked the cut of his jib. He also mentioned this ordeal has been designed to cause an incredible amount of strain on my family, millions of dollars in mounting legal bills, endless personal attacks designed to cause maximum damage to friends and family. It's clear that for the forces that oppose us, there is no end in sight. I cannot allow those forces to continue to cause pain and difficulty for people that I love. Mike Parsons, fellow Republican, former sheriff, served 11 years in General Assembly, will be elected as lieutenant governor in 2016. Will take over his reign. Eric Greitens, a rock star, traveled the country campaigning for his fellow GOP governors, all the while building his national profile and donor base for a run for the White House. I don't know what do you believe? First year dominated by a steady stream of corruption allegations, mostly stemming from his reliance on anonymous campaign contributions routed through secretive nonprofits. A woman with whom he had an affair in 2015 alleged that he took a nude photo without her consent to use as blackmail to keep her from talking about their relationships over the next 5 months. Greitens faced a barrage of accusations of criminal wrongdoing. By March, a House committee investigating Greitens as a precursor to impeachment released a bombshell 25-page report on its findings. The woman with whom Greitens had an affair testified to the committee under oath that in March 2015 he had taped her hands pull up rings, blindfolded her, spat water into her mouth, ripped open her shirt, pulled down her pants, and took a photo of her. She said Greitens threatened to make the photo of her public if she ever told anyone about the encounter, called her a little whore. When she tried to leave the basement in his St. Louis home, she told the committee Greitens grabbed her in a bear hug later on the floor, pulled out his penis, coerced her into oral sex while she wept uncontrollably. This is he said, she said. But there's a lot of other crap. And there is somebody here, the Attorney General of the state of Missouri, Josh Hawley, who is running for Senate and who I respect. Here's what he had to say about Eric Greitens.
In the course of this investigation, we have uncovered evidence of wrongdoing that goes beyond Missouri's charity laws. To be specific, within the past several days, we have obtained evidence of potential criminal violations, that these potentially criminal acts were committed by Governor Eric Greitens.
Okay, this could get ugly. This could get ugly, and I respect Josh Hawley. I respect the fact that he's an attorney general, unlike Eric Holder, who is willing to actually, cross party lines when there is wrongdoing being done. You know? It's disappointing. It's disappointing. I liked Greitens. I thought he was great. I thought he was a rock and roll star. I thought he was wonderful. Talked to him on the air. I was one of the first personalities to have him on in Kansas City, and it sucks. It sounds like there are some voids in his character. Yeah, some voids in his character. I feel bad for his family. America's newsroom on Friday, I should say, Republican National Committee Chairwoman Ronna McDaniel said the RNC and Trump 2020 campaign sent letters to Facebook and Twitter requesting answers about concerns that conservative content is being blocked. Now, it is. Okay? It is. There's no doubt about it. It's happening across the board of the biggest publishers in the country, from Twitter to YouTube to Facebook. Many of my brothers and sisters on Liberty One TV have been silenced. My friend Terry Littlepage, who started the entire enterprise, has been blocked from Facebook for a month. He didn't say anything racist. He didn't say anything sexist, homophobic, Islamophobic. None of that. I checked Terry's stuff. And many of my brothers and sisters have been blocked. I've not been blocked yet. I don't know what the deal is. I'm not sure. But I haven't. And, there's a lot of things that are going on. McDaniel's talking again on Fox News Channel's America's Newsroom about, hopefully, what I hope, guys, is maybe pressure by Congress to make Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all of these platforms either take away publishing from everybody or give it to everybody. You cannot let the New York Times, you cannot let Politico, you cannot let whatever exist and restrict the Blaze and Breitbart and Hot Air and Daily Caller and Weasel Zippers and My Show. You either take away the rights of publishers altogether, we can start our own platform, or you stop being a D word for Richard Tease with regard to publishing. Here's Ronna McDaniel talking about what they're doing in Congress to make Facebook go, hey, stop blocking conservatives.
So we've seen in the history of Facebook, there have been instances where they have changed the trending topics. They've suppressed conservative viewpoints.
Yep.
We've recently seen with Diamond and Silk that they suspended their account. And we just preemptively wanted to go to Facebook and say, we want assurances that you are not going to suppress conservative voices, that the Silicon Valley Thought Police is not going to determine what voices filter through on their social media platform. We've sent a letter to Facebook and Twitter. We've asked them to respond by June 18th. And we're hoping we can get that to our audience, our GOP membership who cared very deeply about this country, who want to see fair treatment on these social media platforms. They use them heavily, and we've got a very important midterm coming up, and I think it's an important time to have.
Okay, and he was talking to Bill Hemmer, who, by the way, I mean, is such an overreader. Bill Hemmer he's such a cheeseball. Sorry, Bill Hemmer, cheeseball. Lived across the street from his brother, actually, in Fort Thomas, Kentucky. Met him. Wasn't terribly interested in knowing me because he's kind of Bill Hemmer. He's kind of a big deal. Yeah, what do you do? It's no big deal. Here's a little bit more of Ronna McDaniel on evidence of bias by social media against conservatives.
Diamond and Silk this morning were saying that their viewership's gone way down since they were suspended. They have since been reinstated. We had a state senator here in Michigan whose launch was blocked because he had veterans in his launch. Things like that. We're asking people to go to GOP.com and share their instances so we can take them to Facebook. Listen, Mark Zuckerberg himself said in front of Congress, we are concerned about fair treatment of conservative voices.
Really? Mr. Robot, really?
We know that it's a liberal place in Silicon Valley. We know that we don't usually have the same mindset, and we want to make sure that we're fair and neutral.
Then do it!
Preemptively before the midterms, we're reaching out to them saying, give us transparency. Talk to us about your process. Let's make sure that it is a neutral place where ideas can be shared without, again, that Silicon Valley.
You know what? Don't make promises. That's another thing. Facebook made a lot of promises to a lot of people. A lot of people became publishers. My friend Terry, he spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to promote on Facebook. He built an audience, over 40 Facebook pages of 19 million people. In January, I was getting 800,000 views a month. And then it was crushed. It's coming back, by the way. It's coming back pretty dramatically, actually. Got a lot of great shows on, and a lot of people are watching. So I'd ask you, if you can spread the word, it would be really cool if you'd do that. It'd be really cool if you could do that. Okay. Wife of a deported immigrant was on CNN to talk about Donald Trump. Her husband was deported, apparently. She's not blaming Donald Trump for it, though.
Listen, a lot of people would be furious about what the government has done, maybe express their ire toward the president. But I read that you're not mad at the government. You understand the laws. Can you explain that to me a little bit? And
this is going to be tough for somebody who's married to a guy who's been deported.
Tell me also, what has ICE said to you?
Yes, I am not upset at our government due to the fact that I am a U.S. citizen and that our laws come first.
Whoa! I thought everybody who was Hispanic, who had a relative who was deported, would immediately hate Donald Trump and call him a racist.
Our laws are just broken and need to be fixed.
Whoa, really? Yeah, they kind of are. Yeah, they kind of are. And by the way, there are laws that need to be enforced, and Donald Trump is finally enforcing them. The laws were already there. They were already there. This is like a moment of clarity for CNN.
But I can't be mad at Trump for doing his job, because that is his job to protect us as U.S. citizens from...
What? I thought it was about that he hated brown people. Hold on. He hates brown people. Listen to that again.
Be mad at Trump for doing his job, because that is his job to protect us as U.S. citizens from criminals.
Did you hear the words brown people in there? Let me listen to that one more time.
Be mad at Trump for doing his job, because that is his job to protect us as U.S. citizens from criminals.
I didn't hear he hates brown people there. That's weird. That is really weird. I might have to slow that down. She's got to have that in somewhere. He hates brown people. It's got to be in there. somewhere, right? Okay, a little bit more.
The only thing is my husband was not a criminal, and those are the laws that need to be fixed because they're broken for the people that are here. We're brought as children, doing the right thing, and have never committed a crime. We need to fix a pathway to citizenship for them.
Okay, I actually agree with that. I agree with that. If you're brought here as a child, I'm working with a guy at Hendrick Toyota Miriam. Hello, everybody. HendrickToyotaMiriam.com. Come by and see me. Honestly, kick-ass cars. I'm working with a guy. He came here at 11 from, I believe he said he was from Honduras. And he didn't speak English. 11 years old. He's a citizen. I mean, he's a citizen now. You're brought here at age 11 by your parents. You shouldn't be deported after you learn the language, assimilate in the culture, achieve a standard of living. You should not have to return to a third world hellhole. You should get a pathway to citizenship. That's just that. If you're a kid, come on, let's use common sense, kids. Don't be an idiot. If you're brought here as a 2-year-old, you're raised as an American, why in the hell would you send that kid back to a third world hellhole? All you're going to do is make things worse. You're going to destroy their damn lives. Use some common sense. I'm a conservative, but at least I have some gosh darn common sense when it comes to children coming here. And there wasn't any part of their, it wasn't their fault for coming here. And they assimilated and they were raised here and they should be able to stay here. As far as the parents, if they're not criminals, if they're being productive citizens, you give them to a pathway to citizenship, and they can't vote for a long time. Can we just pull our heads out of our asses for crying out loud? Gosh, dang it, I hate this stuff. No, you have the conservatives who will say, and I'll get called not conservative. But by God in heaven, if a child is brought, you have a heart, you idiots. Kid who's brought here, what the hell are you going to accomplish by destroying that child's life? Imagine a 6-month-old being brought here is the same as my daughter. Raised here, assimilated here, American culture, English language. All of a sudden at age 15 or 12, go back to Nicaragua with your mom and dad. Come on. Sorry. If that makes me not conservative, then you know what? I don't give a crap. I am conservative on everything, but by God in heaven, children should not be punished and sent back to third world hellholes that their lives will be lost. There's no point in it. There's no point in destroying a child's life like that. There's no point in it. It makes no sense. This woman, her husband, he should be expedited and be able to come back in. If there's a fine, if there's something with regard to the right to vote, whatever. But to be sent out of the country for 10 years before being able to come back is absolute bullcrap. And if the government can't act in 10 goddamn years, if they can't act in 1 year, then fire all of the bastards. If you can't figure out somebody who's lived their entire life since childhood here and has children, if you can't figure out in 1 year after you deport them, which is absolutely unnecessary, if you can't figure out and move the immigration process forward in an expedited manner without somebody rotting in Nicaragua or where the hell they never remember coming from, if they can't figure it out in 1 year rather than 10 years, then fire all the bastards in the immigration system. My God in heaven. Common sense. I'm sorry, I hate to be strident about this, but it's just crap. Why in the hell should anything in the government take 10 years? Why in the hell do we have people from World War II who are just now getting their Purple Hearts? Government, pull your head out of your asses. Just absolute crap. This is stupid. Please share this on Facebook. Share this with everybody you know. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I feel better, don't you? Yes. Okay. All right. I do have some other stories that are going to be pretty fun here, including people motorizing Power Wheels toys, Barbie Jeeps, the crowd spontaneously singing the national anthem, and a UFO encounter that'll freak you out. Yes. It's coming up in a second here. I do want to mention my politically incorrect swag line. There it is, right there. If you just go to tpublic.com, teepublic.com, look for conservatees with 2 E's. teepublic.com, conservatees with 2 E's. 75 designs. Veganism is an eating disorder. Adorable, deplorable. Keep calm, carry one with a picture of a gun. Uranium one, making Russia great again with Hillary Clinton drunk in the middle of it. You can have this put on T-shirts. You can put it on hats. You can put it on mouse pads. You can put it on all sorts. You could even have it tattooed, I think. Actually, I don't think you can have it tattooed, but you could do it if you wanted to. I mean, you just go to your tattoo parlor and say, man, Rob Carson's designs with his friend Sam Cangelosi are kick ass. You could have it tattooed. You could even have my face tattooed on your rear end. I don't care. Doesn't matter. Or your arm, whatever. I don't care. Yeah. All right. Check it out. Most Americans spend their Memorial Day weekend celebrating the freedom granted by the brave military men and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice. NPR interviewed Howard Bryant, ESPN sports writer, author of The Heritage, Black Athletes, A Divided America, and Politics of Patriotism. Bryant believes African Americans have been targeted for being activists, even if they are justified in protesting when players have said are related to police brutality and other injustices. Again, I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say it. I'm going to speak really slowly for people like Brian. You have no First Amendment rights at work. You don't. When I go to Hendrick Toyota Miriam, I've got to wear a shirt that says Hendrick Toyota Miriam, and I've got to have it tucked in, and I've got to wear black shoes. If I went to Hendrick Toyota Miriam and I wore a Black Lives Matter shirt, they'd say, hey, before anybody sees you, go out and change it. And if I said no, they'd say, well, you know what? It's been nice having you here, and your paycheck will be mailed to you. Yeah. You have no First Amendment rights at work. You don't. You don't. This doofus, Howard Bryant, says, I think there's an attitude that everybody's equal now, and there's no reason to be in the street, and there was no reason to continue on. He says, well, I think they've taken the position that the NFL has decided to fully engage with this culture war initiated by the president. Of course, you got to blame Donald Trump. President Trump first attacked the NFL players in September. One of the questions of the book that I was asking was, who gets to be the patriot? Trump calling the protesters unpatriotic, and they are. The phrase weaponizing patriotism has been used frequently in this debate. What about weaponizing the IRS, the DOJ, and the FBI? How about those? I think those are pretty bad. I think they're pretty bad. Fans are in overwhelming support of the NFL's new anthem policy. According to Yahoo Sports, when asked if they support or oppose the new policy, which states teams will be fined if players do not stand and show respect for the flag and the national anthem, 50% of self-described NFL fans, viewers, said they support the policy, 32% opposing, 15% saying neither or no opinion because they're unplugged and they're doofuses. White people, 52% support, 32% oppose. Black, 29% support, 48% oppose, of course, because they've divided on racial lines and it's bullcrap. Hispanic, 49% support, 19% oppose. Wow. Kind of interesting. Former Drexel University professor and current NYU scholar in residence, George Shicarillo Marr, apparently compared the national anthem to a Nazi salute. Scholar posted a photo of an article describing Germany's 1934 ban of a football club after its members failed to give a Nazi salute at a game against the French team. The German team did not salute after threats that they would not be paid and that the French would not play if they did so because unspecified parties were concerned. What the hell is this? Who wrote this? Jesus God, that's a run-on sentence from that literally, that's, hold on, let me count the words in this run-on sentence of this terrible article. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 63 words without any frickin' pause, period, comma. I'm a grammar Nazi. I wasn't saluting for Nazis. I'm a grammar Nazi. I hate it when people don't write properly. I'm not saying I'm the best writer in the world, but I'm pretty darn good at it. I've done it for a long time. High school football game. Crowd at a high school football game championship. Burst into song after the announcer said they wouldn't be playing the national anthem. This is on Friday in Fresno, California. Tiffany Marquez says she was shocked when the announcer said they weren't going to play it. Within seconds, you could hear the whole crowd singing. There I was, standing in the middle of a true testament to unity and patriotism. It's wonderful. Here is the video. I love it. I love it. Make a joyful nose. Make a joyful noise, ladies and gentlemen. Was it on key? No, it wasn't. Got a couple fun stories I'm going to share with you before I go. I mentioned that Mitch McConnell says a blue wave won't be coming in 2018. I agree. They have nothing. The Democrats have nothing to offer. I'll get to a little bit more on this tomorrow. I want to do the reparations happy hour, but I don't think I have time to do it. A bar in Oregon hosted a reparations happy hour. White people who funded the party were told not to attend. The event was organized by a localized group called Brown Hope. As a place for people of color to meet, organize, discuss public policy, potentially plan various actions. Reparations is a concept. You know about reparations. Robert Brown, an economist, says the total amount of reparations needed is between 1.4 trillion and 4.7 trillion. Yeah, how much of the government checks have helped, minorities in this country? Cameron Witten, 27, organized the event with bigger goals in mind. We're creating a platform to make sure our leadership is being seen and honored. This isn't just we're here to socialize. We're here to do work. This is faculty lounge mental masturbation. 100 people attended, mostly white people. Oh my goodness! Chelsea Manning tweeted a suicide note and a picture of herself standing on a ledge of a tall building on Sunday night. She said, I'm sorry I tried. I'm sorry I let you down. I'm not really cut out for this world. I tried adapting to this world out here, but I failed you. I couldn't do this anymore. I can't take people I don't know hating me, but not my own friends. I tried, and I'm sorry about failure. She posted the photo of herself on a ledge. It's been removed. She's running for a Senate seat in the state of Maryland. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not going to say anything else. I guess I'm to me personally, if you want to cut your penis off, I think you're kind of nuts. Sorry. I think if you want to cut your penis off, there's something maybe going on there. I'm just saying. Finally, U.S. aircraft carrier. This is the second story that I've had on the last couple of weeks of legitimate UFO sightings, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist. November 10th, the USS Princeton, a Ticonderoga-class guided missile cruiser, made multiple radar contacts with what the report calls an anomalous aerial vehicle. The senior chief fire controlman on the Princeton, which was equipped with the ultra-advanced ANSPY-1 multifunctional phased array radar, which, I mean, I love it. It's just, of all the phased arrays radars, this is the best, reported that the AAV appeared from 60,000 feet. The radar scanned ceiling descended very rapidly to 50 feet above the ocean. They would hover for a short time, then depart at high velocities and turn rates, demonstrating advanced capabilities. Senior chief, who had 17 years of experience in fire control on cruisers, said he never obtained an accurate track of the AAV because they exhibited speed consistent with a ballistic missile, but the radar was set up to intercept mode rather than ballistic missile tracking. First fighter to investigate, he reported seeing a circular disturbance in the water about 50 to 100 meters in diameter. 50 to 100 meters in diameter. That's a football field. It reminded the pilot of something rapidly submerging in the ocean like a submarine. Here is the video.
Dude, this is a fucking drone, bro. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
Wow.
That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is the LNS, dude. Well, if there's like look at that thing. It's rotating.
Unbelievable. All right, it's time for me to go, guys. I want to say God bless you. Say a prayer for me and my family, if you wouldn't mind. We're going through some tough times. If you're in Kansas City, HendrickToyotaMiriam.com. Come by and see me. I'll sell you a car. And then we'll talk. All right? In the meantime, God bless you. See you again next time. Bye.
Thanks for listening to The Rob Carson Show. Friend him on Facebook at Carson Show, on Twitter at Rob Carson, and on Instagram, I think Facebook and Twitter are enough for now. We'll see you soon.